So hi everyone, welcome to our another session of BBKP. Over the years, we will try to get all our experience together. I'm Deepak and we have Rakesh sir with us today, who has, I think I've been seeing him for the last 17, 18 years, live helping out students get into their favorite B school. And obviously, we understand that this is actually a time wherein there are lots of advertisements coming out, lots of information flowing through your way. While you've understood the sections, the broad areas being asked in different examinations, specifically CAT, because CAT is always the focus, having maximum number of colleges, having maximum number of seats. But then, do we just strike off the other colleges? No. There are other colleges which are good. And who else can answer the question better than Rakesh sir? So welcome, Rakesh sir. Just one more thing which I like to add. So, today we're taking a web session, but I've seen loads and loads of students standing in wanting to have more and more time with Rakesh sir. So, to, understand this specific area to get into, and at this specific time to get into their favorite B school. So, Rakesh sir, welcome. Sorry,
Thank you.
have not you speak.
No, thank you, Deepak sir. In fact, you have been veteran in this field, and in fact, let me appreciate the way you have been taking care of this Big Bulki Pathshala and the participants that it gets. It has gone to a different level since last 1 year, I think.
Great.
Also,
So
at the
thank you
start
so
itself.
much. So the endeavor, till our endeavor remains to help out the students. I'm sure the students are going to appreciate it.
Right.
And another, again, in today's session, we are going to do the same thing. So,
Right.
sir, first 7-10 minutes of whatever you feel, because you know it from your 17, 18 years of being with the students at this time. हमें पता है कि क्या हो रहा है इस समय उनके साथ, ठीक है? So we are not trying to reinvent the wheel. We know that, the issues which are being faced by them. And first, with our experience, let's try to get them on the right path. Then, we will have questions which will come on from their side. And I've always said, please, this session is live on YouTube. So keep asking your questions. I'm looking at the YouTube as well. And those questions are being asked. But sir, aapke pehle experience is 7-10 minutes. Over to you. Students want to hear it from you.
Okay. So before I start, I would like to tell students a little bit about how we work and bring quality in whatever we do at Hitbullseye. That is very important. So when a student joins us with the expectation of getting the preparation and scoring high in various tests, exams, we go beyond our formal commitment to help them score high. In fact, to support them until they get into the top B school, we have a separate dedicated team that is aligned with the students to support them to applying various tests and colleges. I say this with all the pride and humbleness at one go that I work very closely with this team, as you said, which tries to help each and every student at Hitbullseye. There's a lot of effort involved, and we are okay with it as we understand the depth of what we are doing. Since last many years, I found students getting confused in these days with so many exams and so many options available. Now, these days are novice days. A lot of exams coming up, a lot of colleges to apply. You may get spoiled of choices also, maybe. So relax, we are here. Deepak sir is with you. Big Bulki Pathshala is with you. Hitbullseye B School support team is with you. Not only in this session or meeting, in fact, beyond this meeting, we are just a phone call away. So coming back to the background, if you see MBA as an option, students have to understand. So somebody who at this point in time, everybody who has joined us, I assume that, they have already started the preparation and they have filtered their choices, at least at macro level. Now, at background, if you see, why MBA has been so hit in India. If you see, with all due regards, the education system, let me give an example. We take at least 15 years of education until we land into some MBA college. After 15 years of education, if you see the kind of salary we get when we go in the market, say it's X amount of salary. We just add only 2 years of education in those 15 years and the salary multiplies. What happens in those 2 years? Very, very important. the rigor, the grinding, the value addition, the transformation, that is very much important. So not only preparation, your effort to get into a good college and the best option that is available for you with respect to fee, with respect to geography, with respect to the transformation and value addition, obviously, you have to make a conscious and very, very apt choice. And that has to be done with the suggestions and the support of expert. So this team will help you in the entire journey until you get into some college. So you don't have to worry about that. As Deepak has said, that we need to keep this session as something wherein, you know, we brainstorm, because if somebody asks me that whether this college is good or bad, and I answer it, it is going to be in a certain perspective. So it cannot be a concrete answer to everyone. So this is not some science, this is the science. So every individual is different. Every individual has different aspirants. Each college has different strengths and weaknesses. Not weaknesses, I'll say. I'll say something which you may think as opposed to some other college, a right choice. So I'll suggest you to ask your question and see yourself in a different way. Then try to see every college whether it matches your aspirations and not. So this should be the background. And you know, if you see right now at this point in time, I think you should be at macro level. If I have one suggestion, that is you should be applying to at least 6 to 7 tests, 5 to 7 tests at least. And at the end, I think you would be applying to roughly 10 to 15 colleges apart from IIMs. This should be the idea. And you are going to spend more than 1 lakh rupees in the entire thing, the application processes and the interviews that you're going to have. Because you're going to travel a lot, you are going to, you're not going to take any chances. So make sure that you have already made up your mind with respect to the finances involved, the effort involved. Because once the CAT exam is over and the other exam that you're going to appear in, you have to be very, very aggressive in the choices, very, very aggressive in terms of, you know, you make the right choice. This is the suggestion at this point in time.
Right, sir. Very, very rightly said, sir, that, you know, it's all about having the right number of colleges to be selected. And, you know, मैं आपका एक और चीज highlight करूँ जो आप हमेशा बोलते हैं कि it's always about, you know, most of the students rather end up making a mistake by applying to the same category of all the B schools.
Right.
So, you know, there have to be certain B schools which have to be above that level. There have to be certain B schools which have to be below. And obviously, as you said, cost is a major factor. And a simple, sensible student will, you know, find this session very informative that क्या apply करना चाहिए, because अगर हम 2-3 colleges भी इधर-उधर खराब apply कर लेते हैं, which were not meant to be applied to, it's approximately 5,000-6,000 gone. Am I right, sir?
Right. Plus the opportunity that you would have, you know, got. I'll say, so at macro level, if somebody is scoring 90%, if you ask me that what are the colleges, you know, a student has to apply. If you see brackets, there is, I'll say above 95 percentile bracket, then maybe 87 to 95 kind of bracket, then 80 to 87, and then 70 plus 70 to 80, and then below 70 or below 65 bracket. At this point in time, students have to understand that it's not, you know, it's about scoring 99 percentile or getting into IIM. It's not the end game, actually. Even if you score 60 percentile, you see your family, you see your friends. They're happy and they're doing very, very good. And not everybody is a pass out of IIT or IIM. So relax. Even if you score 60, 70, 80 percentile, even after putting in a lot of efforts, even after taking coaching or, you know, the investment of time or money, relax. You can get a college which you deserve. So which you desire and which you deserve, there's a big difference. So the kind of effort that you have already put in, you're going to get a certain percentile in a particular test, maybe SNAP, maybe CAT, ZAT, whatever test you are going to appear. So relax and make sure that you accept what you have got. This is very, very important. I've seen students, you know, they see, even if they score 90 percentile, there are a lot of students who say that sir, बहुत खराब हो गया, 90 percentile है, मेरा क्या होगा? And I have seen students, aspiring to get 85, 80 percentile also. So it is all about perspective. Now, before we go deeper into this, we have to understand that what is the process of admission in these MBA colleges in India, primarily top colleges, I'll say. So there are three kind of tests. One is national level test like CAT, XAT, MAT, SNAP, IBSAT, TESS, IFT. Looking at your background, aspiration, the kind of score that you are getting in a particular test series, you can apply to certain tests. Now, just a second. And again, the another kind of test is wherein institute specific test you will find. TESS is one of them, IFT is one of them. Then there are a lot of regional colleges, they take their own test. Then GMAT is there, then other tests are also there. So you have to see which colleges you are trying to get into and what kind of stream you are trying to get into, and are you open to shift to some other place? Maybe अगर आप चंडीगढ़ में हो तो आप क्या मुंबई जाना पसंद करो, मुंबई में हो तो क्या नॉर्थ में आ सकोगे? तो वो वाला एंगल भी इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, बिकॉज यू हैव टू टॉक टू योर पेरेंट्स का जो नॉट है वो बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है. इट्स नॉट ओनली अबाउट योर डिसीजन, नॉट ओनली अबाउट 20-15 lakhs, इट्स अबाउट यू स्टेइंग अवे फ्रॉम मे बी बहुत सारे ऐसे बच्चे हैं जो ग्रेजुएशन में अपनी सिटी में ही रह गए होते. सो इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट हाउ यू see this MBA, because if the college is residential, it is going to give you a lot of value in certain terms. But even if it is not residential and you stay in your city, it is going to add some value. Maybe you can save some money, or the convenience of your parents. So there's a lot of subjectivity when you see. So you have to decide on certain tastes. So I think at this point in time, if you take my suggestion, a MBA aspirant has to apply to CAT compulsorily. They cannot ignore this CAT. Then the 5 major tests are NMAT, SNAP, XAT, and I think they can add one more test, maybe CMAT, maybe IBSAT, maybe I'll say Maharashtra CET or that kind of test. But I think even if you have liberty to spend more, I think 7 or 8 tests is very, very healthy thing to do. So apply to these tests. Again, coming back to when you were in class 12, I don't know if somebody's from IIT or some other good engineering college, or somebody's from St. Stephen in this session. But if you see after 12th, the choices are very clear. You know that you are going to get into this government college in Delhi or in Chandigarh or in Pune. You are very clear that after this +2, you will try to get into some IIT, NIT, or in Delhi University College. So choices are very clear. In MBA, when you are doing this graduation, choices are very, very smudged. You score 90 percentile, you are going to get 4 BIMTech, Great Lakes, IMI, TAPMI, GYM. There are a lot of options available. So choices are so many, and the fee difference is there. Then obviously the placements, the kind of infrastructure, everything is very, very varied. So you have to be very careful while applying to these tests, which college you want to get into. So make some macro choices. Then once you apply to these colleges, try segregating institutions. Now, again, when I say institutions, imagine if somebody is scoring 85 percentile, they should apply to some colleges wherein cutoffs are, say, 90 to 93. Then certain colleges which have cutoff of, say, 80 to 82, 83 also. So that cushion is there. You always need to have plan B, plan C also. That is very, very important, because this stage, there are a lot of students who think about getting into some, say, organization wherein they want to gain some work, then want to do MBA. There can be certain students who want to directly go to some college. So you have to find out everything at this point in time, this October, November, December, January. This is very, very crucial when you are in 3rd semester or pre-final year. So you have to decide everything at this point in time. And trust me, if you go slow, if you see everything very calmly, you will find your ways out. So it's not a difficult thing. It looks complicated from outside. On surface, it is something which is difficult. But when you do certain homework, when you put in some effort, you will find your way out.
So what I get from your talk so far is, sir, that if you're not able to buy ball at 150 kilometers per hour, that's not the end of life. And the World Cup's round the corner. You can still be a good bowler at 140 and 130, right? But if you even focusing on, if you're not looking at anything else apart कि मैं 150 ही hit करूंगा, उसी के बाद apply करूंगा, तो आप गलत कर रहे हो. आप बहुत गलत कर रहे हो. Am I right, sir? This is one point which I take.
Perfect, exactly. Understanding yourself, yes, exactly. Understanding yourself is very, very important. Not only in this MBA part, in everything. So
Yes,
rightly said.
And this time around, you're spoiled for choices because there are many more colleges on your plate. Is the second point which I got from your the thing. And आपको अपनी एक बैलेंस डाइट रखनी है. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि आप एक टाइप की सब्जी खाई जाओ. It is only going to spoil your health. Am I right, sir? Third,
Perfect.
which I get from you is that student obviously is not only spoiled for choices at this time, because he has many multiple colleges, but because he's also thinking कि मैं इस साल करूं, अगले साल करूं, मैं job करूं, मैं ना करूं. So those things are also going on in mind. And our limited submission to the third point. First I would like to add to the third point is that, apply to the colleges. Please, one, since you're a part of our part of our curriculum, we are extending our hand, and we are wholeheartedly wanting to support you to understand that there are certain colleges which you can apply to, and hence, please apply to them. All your decisions can be taken out later. कि हमें, we are again available in February, March, right, sir? That आपको join करना चाहिए, आपको नहीं join करना चाहिए. That is the main point. Though we all love, to get into the best B school, but we also want our students to understand that life is all about taking small steps. In your career, you will have, and I have a career of 15 years in a corporate, in corporates like Citibank, Standard Chartered, with a multiple. Okay, so I will say that life will give you enough opportunities to take small steps and go ahead in your life. Right. Please also remember that if you're planning to postpone taking your CAT examination or getting into another B school, now you will be getting into a B school with a student who's younger to you, who will have more work life than what you have. So if he's working for 30 years, you'll have maybe 29 years or 28 years. And that's where, that's where it makes a lot of difference. Another point which I like to add is, तो सर क्या फर्क पड़ता है, एक साल ही तो हुआ? नहीं बच्चे, फर्क पड़ता है. फर्क कैसे पड़ता है? Let's say एक जने ने 25 पे स्टार्ट किया, एग्जांपल देता हूं. एक जने ने 30 पे किया. 25 और 30 पे जब आपने किया, you'll start at the same level. And then when you end your career, it's like you ended your career 5 years before. And that's where your salaries are the most. That's where organizations value you the most. That's where you have an opportunity to reach to the top. Okay, last 5 years being a CEO of a company or something. Okay, of a big multinational company. Startups, obviously you can be earlier. But I made my point. So हम ये नहीं बोल रहे कि definitely karo, na karo. What are we trying to say is, please, you have to apply. You have to be sensible. You have to apply to all the B schools. Get the counseling. Apply to all the B schools, with respect to the percentile that you're getting. Yes, we will have a couple of B schools which are above that level, so that just in case you have a very good day, you can, you made the most of your chance. Right. So, immediately now the next question which comes to my mind is, कितने आइडल कितने बी स्कूल्स में अप्लाई करना चाहिए ओवरऑल टोटल देखो तो 20 15 10 ऐसा कुछ होता है कि that doesn't make a difference?
On average, if you ask me and if I have to answer, 15 is going to be the average number, should be the average number. I'll give you an example. Every year in January, around 15th or 16th of January, every year since last 20 years, I'm seeing students who come to us and say कि सर मेरे 93 आ गए percentile, and once we say them congratulations, they say कि सर लेकिन apply मैंने नहीं किया था अपनी college. Then I've seen students from IIT coming back to us and saying that, says I have scored 84 percentile. throughout the journey, our teachers, this student, me, all the counselors, they knew that this guy is going to score more than 98 percentile at least, but he scored 84 percentile. And he has applied all, the IIMs, MDI, XLRI, FMS. Now, this guy, I still remember he was from IIT Roorkee, and it was his fourth year, 2 years of WorkX, 1 year on GMAT preparation. Then he finally decided to do this MBA in India and scoring 84 percentile. I don't know what happened. He said that there was personal reason. Finally, he got into some college. I will not like to name the college right now. It is a good college, 84, 85 kind of cutoff this college has. And I'm very sure he's not in touch with me, but he must be doing very, very good. So we did a lot of counseling. We supported him that, because he was mentally upset. He thought that now life is almost, there's no chance that I can do anything. So he was so much demotivated. I think that is why when I, in my family also, when I suggest them that you should apply to 15 colleges, I know a lot of people who know me, and when I suggest them this 15 or 20 number, they see as something which they do not understand in first word. Then I have to make them understand that it apply to at least 15, 20 colleges just because of these situations. Now spending 5,000, 10,000 rupees is totally wise and a very wise thing to do, rather than instead repenting later on if something happens. So this can be a vice versa thing. You score more than what we expected, and then you miss the opportunity, as Deepak sir said, and you score less, and then you obviously have to wait for 1 more year. Again, adding to your point, whether we should be doing it directly or not, I think if at this point in time, who has started his preparation 3 months back, somebody who has started his preparation 3 months back and now thinking of dropping this year just because he has seen his performance not going up in the test series, is not the right thing to do. Let me give an example. Now imagine if you see me, I do jogging every day, and if I run fast, I think I do 15 seconds intermittent. Now I am doing this since last many years. And if somebody who is not doing this, and if I ask him to run for 100 meters and see his optimum pace, maybe it is 18 at this point in time. After 1 month, 17, 16 seconds. And then it will be stagnant to a particular number. Now, for 3 months, if you are prepared for CAT and you are thinking to quit and again appear maybe next year, it's not the right thing to do, because you have reached your optimum and you should be seeing what were the things that gone wrong. And so this is not the right thing to do. If you're very sure of that there were certain things which made you not prepare well, and you think that there's something that you can actually do, then only take this gap year. Taking gaps in IIT, for IITs or for NEET is totally okay. The pressure of CBSE, although these days CBSE is not something which is which puts in pressure, but do not see it as something like that. And then if you are working somewhere, then it is entirely different. But do not quit at this point in time. So apply to a lot of colleges. Even if you are working somewhere and you think that there is some chance there, you are apprehensive about getting into some MBA college next year, relax. You should apply. Try to receive calls, convert them, and then decide that I'm not going to do MBA. So this should be the idea at this point in time.
Perfect, sir. Right. So one needs to cover that complete circle. And after having completed that complete circle, you need to tell, with that experience, come to us with that experience. Right. We'll add our experience and we'll tell you whether to go or not. Simple. Right, sir? Right. So how many years of experience is actually required to get into a good B school is one of the most common questions which always comes across. Yes.
I'll say 0 years.
Okay.
No years are important. Now, why I say this? Because I was married to the idea that WorkX is very, very important to get into this college. Initially, when I started counseling students, then I have visited personally a lot of top colleges in India, and I've talked to people there. I've seen a lot of students, coming back to us with the experiences. I'll say there are two things. It's not about deliberately taking certain years of experience and then trying to get into some college. It's not important. If you are taking experience just to get into XYZ college, this is not wise thing to do. If you're serious about MBA, I think my suggestion would be go in the flow. While you do your engineering or graduation in any stream, you try to get into some college. There is no, as such, I'll say, negative points for this that you are a fresher. In fact, it will add value once you get into some college. There are a lot of, if you go to any top college, you will find at least 40 to 50% students who are freshers. There are certain colleges which are giving, I'll say, weightage to certain number of years of work ex. That you can obviously consider, but they are very less in numbers. So just to get into some college, you are adding some work ex. It's not a wise thing to do. So, and if by any chance you are working somewhere for say 7 months, 8 months, you start preparing for MBA, and you are preparing for MBA, you should not be bothered about I have 7 months of work ex or 18 months of work ex. It's not a good thing. And from the perspective of B school, if they see, if 3 students have walked in for the interview and they see somebody having 18 months of work ex, somebody having 7 months of work ex, and somebody having 0 months of work ex, I'll think they will decide about these two. They will take this student who has 7 months of work ex as a 0 work ex, I will say. So having 0 work ex or 7 months of work ex is similar from the perspective of B school. And somebody who has 2.5 years of work ex, I'll not say that this B school is going to decide on that. If they do not have any prerequisite of this work ex, they will see these both the aspirants in a similar way. Now, how you perform in an interview, that is very important. So somebody who has 2.5 years of work ex, he might be exposed to certain situations where he do better job in this particular interview. He may answer certain things in a different way compared to the fresher. So this is the only difference they are going to see. And somebody who is a fresher and he does well, as good as work ex wala bacha, I think this guy has got the good chance. So do not worry about work ex. If you have work ex, it's not a disadvantage. If you do not have work ex, it's also not a disadvantage. This is my answer.
So I'll very true. I'd like to add here, having in the corporate career of mine, having led very large teams, I would say that
right.
we used to recruit both freshers and how does it make sense here? And you just get to know. Everyone will just get to know. We used to recruit people with both work experience and people being freshers. Why? Because molding a fresher and making him understand and getting fresh ideas is going to come from a fresher. For that matter, I'll not name the bank, but there was a particular project being done of making it move online. So the mandate from the CEO was that we should not have anyone who has work experience, right? Specifically of banking. Why? Because they will come and want to implement all those processes which they know of. Now, how does that help in going to the next level? Now, if you look at Zerodha, Nikhil Kamath, Nitin Kamath, they virtually did not have that experience and hence were able to build on something which was unique and which is such a huge success. Similarly, goes for all those startups, right? App companies, they were not from that field. They understood there's a problem statement to be assigned. And that's what I'm trying to tell you, even about the B schools. B schools will love to have a combination if not only freshers, and it's not only an experience talking about our last BBKP session where we had a girl from XLRI. She was talking from her hostel. She said the same thing and she was a fresher. She is a fresher. She said the same thing, that it is not work experience, it's a combination of both. Right, sir?
Right.
तो वर्क एक्सपीरियंस वालों का तो हो गया कि उनके पास तो बहुत है बात करने के लिए, क्योंकि उनको रगड़ा गया है in their private jobs. How should students who don't have work experience build on their profile? What should they write down in their profile? Is the next question.
Okay. All right. So I think last week only there was a student who came to me and he said similar question that I'm a fresher. How I'm going to compete with somebody who has some work ex? So उसको मैंने बोला कि तुम एक रफ रिज्यूमे बना के लाओ मेरे पास और मुझे दिखाओ क्या है, क्या लिखते हो उसमें, काइंड ऑफ एसओपी. तो वो बच्चा कुछ एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज, को करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज ऐसे कुछ लिख के लाया. तो मैंने उसको बोला इन दोनों में डिफरेंस क्या है, को करिकुलर एंड एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर. वो आंसर नहीं कर पाया था. माई पॉइंट इज, आप अब आजकल क्या है, देयर आर लॉट ऑफ गुड स्कूल्स एंड समबडी हु इज स्कोरिंग वेल, आई अज्यूम दैट there are good chances that they are in good city. And if you see again graduation colleges, the profile is entirely different in top colleges. If you go to these MBA colleges, top colleges, the profile is entirely different. The background, financial background, academic background. So I assume normally if you are scoring well, देखो एक और चीज है कि वर्क एक्स वहीं पे मैटर करता है, या आप फ्रेशर हो या नहीं, if you are scoring more than 80 percentile by and large. So अगर आपका 70 percentile आने वाला है, तो जिस कॉलेज में आप अप्लाई कर रहे हो उसमें बहुत ज्यादा फर्क पड़ेगा नहीं. एक एंगल ये है, पर दूसरा पर्सपेक्टिव ये भी कि बहुत सारे आजकल अच्छे कॉलेजेस, वन ऑफ देम इज बिट्स पिलानी मुंबई कैंपस, एंड देन देयर आर लॉट ऑफ अदर कॉलेजेस जो परसेंटाइल को बेसिस नहीं बनाते, प्रोफाइल को बेसिस बनाते हैं. ऐसे भी कॉलेज है, पर वो कम है, रिलेटिवली कम है. तो समबडी हु हैज लेस परसेंटाइल बस उसका प्रोफाइल स्ट्रांग है, तो उसको भी डिसहार्टेन नहीं होना है. देयर आर गुड ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल, बट लार्जली अगर आपका परसेंटाइल अच्छा है और कम आने वाला है, से 80 से नीचे, तो बहुत ज्यादा बॉदर करने का जरूरत नहीं है. एक तो ये एंगल था. दूसरा, आई थिंक आजकल जो कॉलेजेस है, स्कूल्स हैं, तो वहाँ पे बहुत सारे प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं, और ये क्वेश्चन +2 आजकल तो इनफैक्ट 7th 8th से बच्चे प्रोफाइल बनाना शुरू कर देते हैं. बट आई अज्यूम दैट समबडी हु इज इन ग्रेजुएशन, they are well aware of that profile is very important. Profile is that you do certain activities in your college, the something similar to the WorkX. Now imagine you have a society in XYZ college, and you are a convener, or say you are taking care of some financial department. You will be facing a lot of challenges. You will be doing similar things, negotiating with your peer group. Maybe you are going in market and asking for sponsorships. इस तरह की जो learning है, जो को करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज हैं, उनको आप अपने रिज्यूमे में लिखो, एंड हाउ एग्जैक्टली दे हैव added value in your personality. That is very, very important. They want to understand. They know that you have written certain answers in their SOP, their resume or the application. This SOP, statement of purpose, आप इसको कोई कॉलेज मांग रहा है या नहीं मांग रहा है, you should start writing it right away. तो आप अभी एक SOP लिखो, अपना स्टेटमेंट ऑफ पर्पस, जो आप अपने बारे में कॉलेज को बताना चाहते हो खुद से. एक तो एप्लीकेशन में वो कॉलेज जो पूछ रहा है वो बता रहे हैं, पर जब आप अपने बारे में बताना शुरू करते हो खुद से, तो इट हैज डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव, देन यू विल इंट्रोस्पेक्ट मोर. तो फर्स्ट गो में अभी इस टाइम पे इस क्वेश्चन के आंसर पे मेरा ये सजेशन होगा कि आप सबसे पहले अपने बारे में एसओपी लिखना शुरू करो. यू सी द डिफरेंस, क्योंकि बोलना आसान है, बट व्हेन यू स्टार्ट राइटिंग 500 वर्ड्स, इट इज, यू आर गोइंग टू गेट सम काइंड ऑफ रियलिटी चेक, और वो चेक बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है, पेन पिंच, और वो आपको बताएगा कि आपने किया क्या है एक्चुअली में. आप कई बार ऐसा होगा कि आपको लगेगा ये रेलेवेंट नहीं था, आई शुड नॉट राइट इट इन द रिज्यूमे, but when you start writing this and when you start introspecting, you will see that the real learning was from that thing. I'll give you an example. I had a guy who was learning driving car. He said कि सर मैं वो सीख रहा था, मेरे पास और मैंने कुछ किया नहीं काइंड ऑफ. तो वो उसको एक इम्पोर्टेंट चीज लगी. मैंने इसमें क्या लर्निंग है, तो उसने बड़ा अच्छा पर्सपेक्टिव दिया. उसने बोला कि मैं जब कार सीख रहा था, इट वाज द 10th डे और 11th डे, मेरे को ये समझ में आ गया था कि मैं कार चलाना तो सीख गया हूँ क्योंकि वो ड्राइव कर रहा था, पर ये जो एक्सपीरियंस ड्राइवर होते हैं जो एक्सीडेंट नहीं करते, उसके लिए मेरे को ईयर्स स्पेंड करने होंगे. और ये जो थॉट था मेरे अंदर, जब इस थॉट ने हिट किया मुझको, तो आई वाज सरप्राइज्ड और आई वाज सिमिलरली अमेज्ड कि एक्चुअली में ये भी एक एंगल है कि मुझे आवर्स और टाइम और किलोमीटर स्पेंड करने होंगे, देन आई विल बी ए गुड ड्राइवर. अदरवाइज वट एवर काइंड ऑफ ट्रेनिंग आई गेट, इनिशियल 6 months आई विल बी थोड़ा सा रहेगा वल्नरेबिलिटी. तो वो वाला एंगल था, वो जो लर्निंग, मैंने कहा इसको लिखो अच्छे से. तो पॉइंट ये कि आपने किस चीज से क्या लर्निंग ली, क्या पर्सपेक्टिव लेके आ रहे हो, वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो आई विल सजेस्ट कि अगर आप, इसमें सजेशन है कि जो भी आपका है उसको राइट डाउन करो, एसओपीज बनाओ अपने लिए पर्सनल, और देन यू शुड कम बैक टू अस और सम एक्सपर्ट, और उस पर फिर ब्रेनस्टॉर्म करो चीजों को. तो आपको बहुत सारी चीजें ऐसी मिलेंगी जो आप नहीं कर सकते थे, पर आपको लगता था इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, बट दे वर इंपॉर्टेंट. और बहुत सारी चीजें इंपॉर्टेंट थी, आपने डेलिबरेटली सिर्फ इसलिए किया कि मैं रिज्यूमे में लिखूंगा. दीज पीपल आर वेरी वेरी स्मार्ट. They have experience of 20-30 years and they have been seeing students every year, thousands of students. तो आप जब कुछ लिख के लेके जाते हो बना के कि I was in NSS, I did this camping, I worked for this NGO. Understand, if you are not passionate about that particular thing and you did just to add this in your resume or SOP, it will be a negative thing and they are going to find it out very easily. Trust me. So do not try to act smart. Try to find out your passion and then try to write it down. What have you done for those passions or those kind of stuff? This, I think, should be the idea.
So since we're talking about, this SOP, so virtually मेरे पास एक form पे, I'll get to that thing as well कि अब मेरे को ये बताओ कि हमारे पास सारे students हैं, ठीक है, कि बीटेक भी है, कोई बीबीए भी है। बीबीए वाले को तो लगता है कि ये एमबीए सब करने क्यों आ गए, मेरे को करनी चाहिए थी पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन। तो बीटेक है, बीबीए है, बीकॉम है, व्हाट इज द स्पेशलाइजेशन फॉर ईच ऑफ देम, और कैन दे चूज एनीथिंग व्हिच दे वांट, राइट? सो यस,
So I will make it more difficult. So there was a guy, I think he was 54 rank in NEET 3-4 years back. He came to us for this MBA, and same thing कि मुझे करना चाहिए या नहीं करना चाहिए. इसका बड़ा plain answer है. देखो, if you see the magic of MBA, you take any course across globe after graduation. So if you understand the pyramid of education, when you are in KG, first class, second class, third class, in India at least, you'll find all these subjects available in your bag. धीरे 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 कम होता जाता है. 10th में जाके वो 5 सब्जेक्ट्स होते हैं, 6 सब्जेक्ट्स होते हैं, फिर धीरे धीरे और कट डाउन करते हो, कॉमर्स, नॉन मेडिकल, मेडिकल, humanities. Then in graduation you do something similar or something matching to what you did in class +2. ये ग्रेजुएशन के जो 3-4 साल होते हैं, इसमें these are meant for introspection, I will say. These are not meant to make your career. अगर आपने बीटेक किया है, आपने बीबीए किया है, बीए किया है, बीसी किया है, whatever you have done in graduation, trust me, you are not the expert of that area. That is why अभी आप पढ़ भी रहे हो, न्यूज़ में भी आ रहा है, new education policy or something the government is doing wherein they are going away with this masters for this PhD. So after 4 years आप PhD कर सकते हो kind of. तो इस पे डिबेट चल रहा था. ये इसीलिए डिबेट है कि ये जो 3 या 4 साल आपने स्पेंड किए, इसमें ऐसा क्या चीज आपने किया जिससे उस एरिया के आप मास्टर बन गए, निश आया, वो स्किल आया, और देन इट इज मैचिंग टू द जॉब प्रोफाइल दैट यू आर लुकिंग. तो ये मिसमैच रहेगा. इसलिए इस ग्रेजुएशन को डू नॉट सी समथिंग, डू नॉट गेट सीरियस अबाउट इट. तो मेरा ये हल्का सा डिफरेंट एंगल है. वॉट एवर यू आर डूइंग, वेदर यू आर इन IIT, normal graduation college, irrespective of stream, do not take this graduation seriously. You should score high, you should study well, but do not see it as something कि इसके बेसिस पे मैं कुछ लूंगा फर्स्ट गो में. इट्स ए फेरी टेल कि हमें और ये बनाना पड़ेगा कि मैं अभी ये कर रहा हूँ, मैं आगे ये करूंगा. एक प्लान ऑफ एक्शन होना चाहिए, एक रोड मैप होना चाहिए. जस्ट दैट रिमेंबर कि ये होता नहीं है. यू गो टू एनी प्लेस, you go, there are a lot of students who end up doing graduation, BBA, BCom, and then they do something else in the job. So if you see in your family, your father did something else and is working somewhere else. So it happens. So fairy tale अलग है और ये चीज अलग है. तो do not get very serious about it. Relax. Now, और MBA का सबसे बड़ा मैजिक ये है कि किसी भी फील्ड से आ रहे हो, आप ये चीज करो, and then you can shift to something which is not core. तो आपने बीटेक किया कंप्यूटर साइंस में, पर आपको कोडिंग करने का मन नहीं है. कोडिंग आप अच्छी करते हो, वो करो भी जब तक कॉलेज में हो. But once you land in this, once you do this MBA, maybe in analytics, maybe in operations, or maybe in something else, marketing, you do consulting, you do something else. So there are a lot of, so do not get fussy about this graduation in this MBA. MBA has this magic that whatever you have done until now will add value and it will propel your career to something else. And then again, you once you get into this MBA college, in first year you see what is happening to these second year students. What is happening in the arena every year. 4 years back COVID was not there. Every year things are changing. 1 year back the entire industry was different. Now it is behaving in a different way. So once you get in this college or particular college, you'll find your ways out. So relax. If you want to do MBA, do it.
Right. So another question which comes to my mind from here is roadmap. So we talked about roadmap होना चाहिए, पर ये होते क्या है, ये long term, short term goals या objectives होते क्या है? Just explain us more on that.
Right. देखो लाइफ में,
I hope you got the question. Should I give an example or it's clear?
No, you can give me example so that students also understand.
Yeah. So example will be that let's take I am a BCom student or I am a BTech student. So how should I now? Since with your experience, tell us that कैसे रोड मैप होते हैं. जो बीटेक स्टूडेंट होता है वो कैसे रोड मैप है उसका लॉन्ग टर्म ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है?
Okay.
Would he go out in the interview? Would he mention it in the form that he wants to be an investment banker, or is it to be hidden? That's what the objective is. Yes.
All right. So it looks like a difficult question. But it's a very easy answer. I'll tell you why. You go to any BTech student. When they are in first year, once they are in second year, third year, fourth year, they get more clarity about their life. They know, if I'll not name any college, but somebody landing in XYZ of engineering college, somebody landing in ABC of humanities. Once they're in second or third year, they get to know that what is going to happen. They have lot of examples in front of them when they see their seniors doing. That is why if you go to, say, IIT Bombay, you'll see a lot of students going to Harvard. That is why if you go to, say, XYZ college, they are landing in Canadian college for their MBA or something similar to that. So they are presidents in each college. If the student is from, say, tier 2 or tier 3 city, he might not find certain precedents. But if they're from tier 1 city and a decent college, they are going to find precedents. तो ये जो रोड मैप है बच्चों, ये मेरा सजेशन है, आप अपने सीनियर्स को देखो, उनसे लर्निंग लो, क्योंकि जब वो आए थे कॉलेज में तो उन्होंने भी कुछ एक परसेप्शन बनाया था कि आई विल डू दिस, आई विल डू दिस. मेरे को एक बच्चा मिला था कि जब सर मैं फर्स्ट ईयर में आया तो मुझे लगता था 15-20 लाख का तो पैकेज लग ही जाएगा. सेकेंड ईयर में लगता था कि 10 लाख का तो चलो कोई बात नहीं. थर्ड ईयर में लगा कि जॉब तो ढूंढ ही लेंगे. फोर्थ ईयर में लगा कि जॉब तो मिलनी नहीं है. तो उसका जो ट्रिगर पॉइंट था टू डू दिस MBA वाज entirely different, because he knew that he's not going to get placed from this engineering college, and this is one of the major reason that these 2 lakh students are appearing in this MBA entrance. So अगर सारे टेस्ट मिला दो तो 3-3.5 लाख बच्चे. सेम इज विद JEE. 10 लाख बच्चे देते हैं, उनको मालूम है सबका रैंक अच्छा नहीं आने वाला है, बट दे अपीयर इन JEE, NEET, CUET. तो ये जो रोड मैप है, आपको इसलिए मैं आंसर को इजी बोल रहा था क्योंकि उस बच्चे के पास इसका आंसर है. वो दिल के उनको कोने में मालूम है कि उनकी क्या स्ट्रेंथ है, उनकी क्या वीकनेस है. आसपास परसेप्शन है, फैमिली का एक्सपेक्टेशन है, उन्होंने एक ऑरा क्रिएट किया हुआ है कितने स्कोर आने वाला है. दे हैव टू मेक श्योर दैट कि अब एज आ गया है ग्रेजुएशन के बाद लैंड करने का. दे हैव टू फेस दिस रियलिटी, दे हैव टू कम अप, दे हैव टू दे कैन नॉट कैरी ऑन विद दिस लगेज कि ऐसा होने वाला है, ऐसा होने वाला है. मैं तो भी कोचिंग ले रहा हूँ, 12th में थे, आपने कुछ बोला. यू हैव टू कम आउट ऑफ दिस कंफर्ट जोन, फेस दिस रियलिटी, जो है वो करो और आगे चले जाओ. रोड मैप यही है कि आपको अगर ग्रेजुएशन में कुछ नहीं लग रहा है करने का, कुछ फायदा नहीं लग रहा है इन द सेंस की जो एक्सपेक्टेशन है आपसे, फटाफट MBA करो, नंबर लाओ. अगर आपको लग रहा है नंबर भी अच्छे नहीं आएंगे, वर्क एक्स लो या किसी डिसेंट कॉलेज में चले जाओ. तो इस तरह का ये चीजें आपको खुद ढूंढनी पड़ेंगी. मैं आपको बोल दूं कि रोड मैप होना चाहिए. बीटेक करके आपको मेरे हिसाब से डेटा साइंस करना चाहिए किसी IIT मुंबई में जाके, क्योंकि दे आर वेरी गुड. 98 इज कट ऑफ. वहां जाओ और उसके बाद तुम मे बी गूगल में चले जाओ. या ये चीज ठीक नहीं है. तो पॉइंट ये कि अभी तुम अगर किसी भी कॉलेज में हो, irrespective of whatever stream you have to find out your strength, weaknesses, start finding out ways to and connect with your seniors and teachers. So they will let you know what is happening, what is the reality. Because once you are in second, third year, you are not in touch with these students, आप कुछ चीजें मिस कर जाओगे. तो ये एंगल.
So there's just, a logical extension to what our discussion is now. This question just comes from an email. What is cap round of IIMs? तो अच्छे colleges में चले जाओ, पर ये cap round क्या आ गया IIMs में, ये बताओ आप.
कुछ नहीं, बड़ा simplified term है. There are 9 IIMs, I think. They are new 9 IIMs. वो rather than सब बच्चों का अलग अलग करके टाइम कंज्यूम करे, जैसे जोसा है JEE में, काइंड ऑफ वैसा ही है. कॉमन एडमिशन प्रोसेस और एक इंटरव्यू होगा, एक आपको प्लेटफॉर्म मिलेगा, वहां से वो लोग सारे सिलेक्शन दे देंगे. तो आपको आउट ऑफ 9 कॉलेजेस, देयर स्टूडेंट्स हु रिसीव कॉल्स फ्रॉम ऑल द 9 IIMs, देयर स्टूडेंट्स हु रिसीव ओनली फ्रॉम 1 IIM. और फिर वो अपने अपने उनके एडवांटेजेस होते हैं कि सर IIM उदयपुर मिल रहा है, IIM त्रिची नहीं मिला, IIM दूसरा नहीं मिला, ये वाला चीजें चलता है. तो इट्स जस्ट दैट कि कॉमन एडमिशन प्रोसेस फॉर दीज न्यू 9 IIMs.
Right, sir. Right. So, sir, tell us, should we wait for the last day to apply? हमें थोड़ी clarity भी आ जाएगी कि हमें करना चाहिए नहीं करना चाहिए, कि पहले जल्दी अप्लाई करें. Does that play a role in selection?
Yes, I think थोड़ा सा जल्दी करने का एडवांटेज है. ऑन सरफेस इट मे नॉट लुक सेंसिबल कि जल्दी अप्लाई करें, पर उसके भी मैं काउंटर करूंगा. आई थिंक पहले अप्लाई करने से नॉर्मली आजकल अगर आप कॉलेजेस देखोगे तो सेम वे, द वे यू आर स्ट्रगलिंग टू फाइंड आउट कॉलेजेस आर नॉट स्ट्रगलिंग, आई विल से, first, but I think they are very, very careful that if they have 120, 180 seats, कि वो optimum quality का बच्चा को intake करें. उसके लिए उनको और प्लस उनको दे हैव टू मेक श्योर कि वो अगर उन्होंने कुछ भी ऐसा किया जिसमें इनिशियली उन्होंने अच्छे बच्चे नहीं लिए तो दे माइट लूज सर्टेन गुड स्टूडेंट्स. व्हाट दे डू इज कि दे आर लिटिल मोर लिबरल. और इसको आप 20 को अपने आप को 20 स्कूल के साइड में रख के देखो तो दे विल बी मोर लिबरल इनिशियली जब बच्चे अप्लाई कर रहे हैं. ऑब्वियसली दे हैव दैट इज व्हाई दे हैव कट ऑफ्स आल्सो, बट दे विल बी मोर लिबरल. नाउ say imagine a particular college has a cutoff of 82. This we are this we know at this point in time that this XYZ college had the cutoff of 80 because the admissions are over. But if you go back and you see, there were students who scored 80 and they got into this, but there were students who scored 90 and they were not able to get into that. And these 90 percentilers were those students who tried to get into at later stage. So I think आपको वेट नहीं करना चाहिए. दूसरा, ज्यादा कंफ्यूज मत रहो. आपको मैंने पहले ही बोला बफर बढ़ा के रखो, एडवांटेज बना के रखो, क्वेश्चन बना के रखो. अदरवाइज मैंने बहुत और ज्यादा सोच, कई बच्चे मैंने ऐसे देखे हैं जो बहुत ज्यादा अप्रेहेंसिव होते हैं, जाके इंटरनेट पे इधर भी सर्च किया उधर भी किया, वो करना भी चाहिए, पर ज्यादा कंफ्यूज होने का जरूरत नहीं है. रिलैक्स, यू मेक मैक्रो चॉइसेस, देन यू टॉक टू सम एक्सपर्ट्स, फैमिली में बात करो और देन यू कम अप विद सम ऑप्शंस. फिर उस पे फाइनल टेक ले लो कि मैं जनवरी में ये कॉलेज अप्लाई करने वाला हूँ, पहले से डिसाइड कर लो. आई थिंक पहले करना बेटर रहेगा.
Okay. So, sir, just that we have now 10 minutes left. So please ask your questions and rest be assured, whatever questions are being asked on YouTube, I have another system open. So I'm seeing all those questions. All your questions will be answered, but please just put in the question at the right time so that I can include it in the talk. Right, so the next question, actually we missed out, तो हम थोड़ा सा regress कर रहे हैं, but MBBS एक student ने MBBS किया हुआ है, तो she's asking कि should I actually, what colleges should I apply to, what stream should I look at? एक बार थोड़ा सा उस पे light, if you can just share your views on this.
Okay, so I think again somebody who has done MBBS
and chemistry.
First,
another question comes is chemistry as well. Yeah, so.
Okay. Yeah. So I think it's good, somebody who has learned chemistry in graduation or somebody who was inclined towards chemistry for whatever reason, and now he wants to shift, or maybe not shift, maybe he wants to carry on with the जो उन्होंने बैकग्राउंड में किया था, और मे बी किसी हॉस्पिटल में या किसी ऐसी इंडस्ट्री में जाना चाहते हैं जहाँ पे वो इस चीज को यूज कर पाए. एट फर्स्ट को ये अच्छा लगता है सुनने में, बट आई थिंक अगेन यू विल मिस द मैजिक ऑफ MBA. तो अगर कोई MBBS है, कोई बीटेक है, कोई बीकॉम है, I'll suggest you to score the best, whatever you can score, your optimized score, percentile. आप इस point in time पे उसको score करो. Then try to get into top college. Irrespective of what, do not worry about streams. If you start worrying about streams, trust me. Now imagine you scored 99 percentile and your stream is available in Symbiosis, SIHS, or maybe IIHMR. With all due regard, they are good college. But somebody who has done MBBS, I am not going to suggest them directly that you land in these colleges. I'll suggest them go to IIM Ahmedabad, maybe top-notch college. So worrying about streams is not important at this point in time. You should score well, try to get into top college. Then once you get 5 or 6 good colleges in your hand, then come to us, then introspect, then ask me this question, out of these 5 colleges, which college I should go. Because even if you do marketing, even if you do operations or whatever, from good college, irrespective of stream, it is going to matter, I'll say. So this is my suggestion. You should be you should worrying about getting into good college rather than streams.
So you mentioned
otherwise
yeah.
Yes, otherwise there are colleges which have linked to these streams.
Okay, so
SIHS is one of them. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, you mentioned percentile. तो another immediately question comes is 95 percentile के ऊपर कौन से colleges हैं, sir?
95% के ऊपर MDI है, XLRI है. बहुत somebody who scores more than 95 in CAT, I think they can score again more than 95 in ZAT also. So XLRI है. You should apply to IFT also if you are very sure of getting 95 plus percentile. You should apply to SNAP also and try to get. You may get into SMHRD, SIBM, SIAB. These are the top colleges in Symbiosis. Again, somebody who scores more than 95, I think all the IIMs are the options available, cap round, and then if the profile is good, they may get some older IIMs call out.
So do percentages of 10th and 12th matter? Graduation ka nahi pucha. The student is not asked about graduation, but I included in my question. So how much is the weightage of the percentage marks?
I think again, this is something which this is past. You cannot undo your past. So even if you've scored 60, 70, 80, you should not be bothered. I have seen students bothering about that I have scored this much, this much. Do not worry about that. If you have scored more than 50% in 10th, 12th, and in graduation, relax. You just try to focus on your studies, optimize your percentile. Once you get good percentage, then because understand now, imagine I am a student and I have throughout my life I've scored 50, 50, 60. Now there's a good chance I assume that I'll score 99 percentile. And then will I be able to get into IIM? Even if I get IIM, by chance there was some mistake, because with that percentage, with that background, it's very difficult to get into IIM. Even if I get some top college, it will be very difficult for me to perform there. So you need to take baby steps. This baby step is, first step is to score well in this CAT exam or other exams. You score well, you show yourself, prove it to yourself that you can do well, you can work hard. Because there is not going to be it very मतलब अगर कोई बच्चा ऐसे चल रहा था और वो ऐसे आने वाला है तो it is a very difficult thing to do. So rather than bothering about that I'll score this much of score, इसका क्या है? तो I think मेरे हिसाब से अभी आप percentile अच्छा लाने पे focus करो. You will get good college and you will make good career also.
So two diverse, because that question is being asked again, though we've answered it in bits, but two diverse background students are asking, one has worked in IT and has work experience in IT. Can he do MBA finance? And the other person who's asking is, there's a girl who's done BSc in microbiology. Should she opt for MBA? Quick 1 minute from your side. Again, back on the same topic, yes.
Yes, I think you should be doing it and you should see it in a different way. Now, imagine somebody who has this different stream and trying to get into MBA college, you may feel that apprehensive. Look, apprehension is very good. You should not be suspicious about your career and your past. So you get into this college and try to focus कि आप कन्वर्ट कर पाओ इस कॉलेज को क्योंकि आप इस चीज को एडवांटेज में भी दिखा सकते हो जैसे आपने ही सर अभी बोला था कि कॉलेज मिक्स ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स चाहता है तो दे विल बी वेरी हैप्पी टू take this background of student into this just that you should be having a good attitude you should be having this learning mindset you are open to learning you are somebody who will add something to the peer group this college is going to be happy to have you these are the things that they are looking towards and you should be looking towards only validation what a MBA is going to give there are a lot of MBA colleges in India more than 5,000 colleges in India do not do the same mistake these MBA colleges, they are going to transform you, good MBA colleges. So you should be focusing on this transformation. So relax. Throughout our journey, we have seen in India, it is irony that even after 15 years of education, the exposure is very, very less. This MBA is going to give you exposure. Focus on that. Give respect to this the entire journey in MBA. So relax. You should not be worrying about these streams.
So now the questions which remain are per se very typical about the B schools. So someone's asking about UBS, someone asking about FMS. Do we have a handle or do we have phone number wherein these questions can all be answered? Because this with all those hundreds of B schools, I'm sure we'll not be able to take all the questions. But if you can help us with a phone number wherein students can reach out and we can help them or a handle, whatever. Yes.
Yes, I've made a slide. Let me share my screen.
Sure.
So students can take screenshot of this. I think this number is going to help you in every way. And we'll get back to you once you WhatsApp or once you call. Trust me, we do very honest counseling and we talk one-on-one with the student. And हम लोग आधा घंटा भी बात करते हैं. So relax, there is a separate team. We incur a lot of cost in it. We understand this is very important. As I said initially, we take pride in saying this, that we go beyond our commitments because ultimately if a student is taking preparation from us, we have to be there to support them once until they get into some college. So, and again, I'm iterating that I have people who passed out of top colleges in India and they're still in touch with us after 15, 20 years. So that is how we make this relationship. It's something which goes beyond the normal commitment. So this is the number, you save it, Savvy.
So just two last questions, because these two students are very eager, have been asking. FMS after BCom, how does it make sense? How is it?
Yes, it makes sense. It's like कि मैं अगर पूछूं कि मुझको ट्रेवल करना, मैं नासा से स्पेस में जाऊं, यस जाओ, पर क्या आप कर पाओगे? दिस शुड बी दी थिंग. आई एम नॉट डाउटिंग यू, but it's a no-brainer. FMS is the top choice. A lot of students who they forego their IIMs to go into this FMS.
Especially to specialize in finance, because that's what is very highly rated. And trust me, when I used to interact with people who've done it from FMS, the quality of talks which used to happen was way above some of the IIMs as well. I'm not trying to degrade, but some of the IIMs as well. Maybe it could be very student specific, but yes, I used to find that out. Okay, and so one general question before we end it: specialized MBA or general MBA? What should be preferred?
If you're not sure of, do general MBA.
Okay.
Simple.
Right. So last 2 minutes, anything which you feel we have missed out? So no more questions there, but anything you feel missed out? कोई important question students पूछना ही भूल गए? Yes.
Right. तो ये बहुत वाइड एरिया जो आपने बोला कि हम लोग कुछ मिस कर गए, बहुत सारी चीजें मिस कर गए होंगे, और वो हो नहीं सकता है क्योंकि वी कैन कंटिन्यू ऑल डे एंड देन अगेन वी विल कम टू दिस कंक्लूजन कि हम लोग कुछ भूल गए होंगे. तो माय सजेशन टू एवरीबॉडी हु हैज पार्टिसिपेटेड और इज गोइंग टू सी दिस इवेंट, आई विल सजेस्ट देम टू गेट बैक टू अस और समबडी हु यू थिंक दैट ही इज एन एक्सपर्ट. Do not get confused, relax. Right now, you should apply to certain colleges, make a checklist, make a macro list, tests, institutions, and then obviously you should not be, I'll say, concentration miss mat karna. You need to concentrate on your tests that are going to come. उनमें अच्छे से करो, नंबर अच्छे आएंगे तो आपको सारी चीजें अच्छी मिलेंगी. अगर आप सारी चीजें बाद की सोचते रहोगे, जो साइड कॉइन के उस साइड में है, कॉल आने का बात कर रहा हूँ, परसेंटाइल आने के बाद जो दूसरी चीजें हैं वो अभी नहीं है, पर अभी से आप थोड़ा थोड़ा होमवर्क करते रहो. इट विल गिव यू मोर क्लैरिटी, इट विल गिव यू मोर आई से कन्विक्शन इन योर प्रिपरेशन आल्सो. सो ट्राई टू अटेम्प्ट एटलीस्ट 6 to 7 टेस्ट नेशनल लेवल. ट्राई टू अप्लाई एटलीस्ट 5 to 10 colleges before I'll say 15th of November. Then maybe later on 6 to 7 colleges again. So this should be the idea.
Okay, so to end the session, I like to add here that this session was primarily for setting out the broad guidelines, understanding that there are many questions which are there in your head, and we always know that at the end of our session, specific questions start coming in, and that's what was happening. That's where I said that questions of B schools have started coming in, and that's where our time to withdraw has come. Savvy's time to counsel is there now. So your specific questions we are ready to take. We've set out the broad guidelines. Most welcome. Shoot a WhatsApp. We get back to you to answer all your specific questions. You also need to acknowledge and accept that specific questions are always answered one-on-one, not through a session. And that's how we want to handle our students. Right? Thank you, Rakesh sir, for a wonderful session. The journey continues. We still have to handhold them for months to come. And however, setting out the path right is the first step. Thank you so much for today's session. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Cheering for you. Thank you. Take care.
Yeah, please reach out to us. Bye.